In this video, we're going to be taking a look at every single Star Wars special action figure set that has been released in the Vintage Collection. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video, and welcome to my video all about special action figure sets as part of the Vintage Collection. These date back to 2010 when they were first released for the 30th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. I do believe this was the first set. They're all Target exclusives, these ones, and this is the special 9-pack or 3x3 packs, whichever way you want to look at it. I do believe that this item is particularly rare. I did pick it up pretty recently and I'm very pleased to have it in my collection along with all my other 3-packs, and I thought it'd be a good time to do this video because obviously we've all hopefully now got the ARC Trooper 3-pack, which is absolutely awesome, and you can see how far they've come along. But I do love these ones. I do love the way that the packaging is exactly how it was back in the day in 1980 with the special action figure sets, and the figures included replicate those from all the way back 40 years ago as well, which is awesome. So we're going to take a look at the first one on here first of all, which is the this is quite big, so I'm going to struggle to get it into shot, but the first one here is the, as you can see here, is the Hoth Rebels, and this one included Han Solo, the Hoth Rebel Trooper, and FX7 just there. Then we have the Bespin Alliance, which is included with a Bespin Wingguard, Lando Calrissian, and Luke Skywalker in his Bespin fatigues. And the last one of the Special Action Figure 9-pack is Forlom, the AT-AT driver, and the TIE Fighter pilot, and he's part of the Imperial Set. Now I'm pretty sure that these were exactly how they were called back in the day as well, and if we just look at some of the figures, we can see that they are often repacks from previous lines. So we can see there's a Legacy Collection figure there for you. He was released in the Legacy Collection. This guy, this Lando here, is all the way back from the 2004 Trilogy Collection. Of course, this is the VC04, is it? Luke Skywalker. And of course, if we look over here, we've got the FX7. I think that's a repaint of the Power of the Force one. This one here. Not too much difference at all with that one. We've got the Hoth Rebel Trooper there, which is, of course, has been recently updated in 2018 as part of that first wave when the Vintage Collection came back. They redid him a little bit, but he's very similar to that one. And that Han Solo there looks to me to be very similar to the one that we got in the Vintage Saga Collection in 2006, I think he's part of. Moving along, we've got the Forlom. Of course, he's VC10. And this AT-AT driver here, I believe that is the Legacy Collection one. I'm pretty sure that's the one with the removable helmet there. You can tell he's got the elbow joints, which the Saga Collection doesn't have. And then we've got the TIE Fighter pilot there as well, which is being re-released again next year, and I don't even think he's got ankle joints, which is a travesty, and they're going to be re-releasing that figure without ankle joints, which is quite unbelievable. So anyway, this is the 9-pack, the Target exclusive 9-pack, 3x3. Absolutely awesome piece, pretty rare, gotta say, in my collection now. I'm really happy to have that rare piece in my collection, and we'll move on to the next 3-pack. Alright, so next up is the Hero Set. I believe this one was 2010 as well. And as you can see here, we have Luke Skywalker pilot, X-Wing pilot, Ben Kenobi and Han Solo. And again, this was the exact same figure choice that from the original one that came out all those years ago. In the same packaging with the Star Wars chase this time, not the Empire Strikes Back chase. As you can see there, we've got some figures from multiple different lines. Again, I'm pretty sure that's the Luke Skywalker from the Saga Collection. That's the Han Solo from the Trilogy Collection. Great Han Solo, that one. And I think that Obi-Wan is also from the Trilogy Collection, Vintage Trilogy Collection in 2004, which I remember at the time this upset a few people, because we've had better Ben Kenobi since then, namely in the Legacy Collection. I think there was a set called the Resurgence of the Force, and they should have used that Obi-Wan Kenobi, or Ben Kenobi rather, for this set. But that's the set. There's the back of it telling you about some other sets that they were going to be bringing out at the same time or in the future. And of course you've got the Only at Target sticker there, Kenner logo at the bottom. And yeah, as I say, I just love these things. This one's unpunched. Very nice set indeed. Next up we have the villain set. You can see the text there. It says the band of evil enforcers tries to crush the rebellion against the Galactic Empire. Once again, a Target exclusive special action figure set. Awesome packaging. And once again, this was one that was made back in the day. So way back when, in the vintage era, you got an exact set, but with the vintage figures inside. And that's why I like them so much. But yep, you get the Stormtrooper, Darth Vader, and the Death Squad Commander in this set. Very nice indeed. Next up we have the Rebel set, and this one includes 2-1B, Leia Hoth outfit, and a Rebel Commander. Now we know that this figure has been reissued and changed ever so slightly for the 2018 vintage collection. This is the one that they based it on rather than the figure in that 9-pack. To call him a Rebel Commander is a bit odd. Maybe he has got some kind of rank insignia under that scarf or something, but this figure is pretty much identical, as I say, to the 2018 version, and in there they call him the Rebel Hoth Soldier or something. Certainly not a Commander. But back in the vintage days, you did get the Rebel Commander, the actual Commander figure with the moustache, and not the Rebel Soldier. You also get Hoth Leia there. She looks to me like exactly the same one from the beginning of the vintage collection. What's she, VC02 is she? Something like that. And of course 2-1B, and we don't have him on his own card back yet, so could do with him, couldn't we? But again, awesome set. Next one in the run, and yeah, just very pleased to have it in my collection. Next up we have the Android set, and this one is, I think, one of the rarer of the special action figure sets. It commands a hefty price on eBay, and the reason I love this one is because of the shiny 3PO. I do believe that he was in a Legacy Collection pack called the Resurgence of the Force or something like that. They're in Obi-Wan's little hut, and Obi-Wan's there, R2's there, but you got a shiny C-3PO. And for me, why could they not have put this guy in the vintage collection? I think it's a decent 3PO. It might be something to do with the articulation. He doesn't look like he's got any articulation on his arms, but I would much prefer a shiny C-3PO on a vintage card than the one that we've got for VC06, is it, that's been re-released. It's not a great figure. It's on the wrong card back. We need this guy here. And there is the back. So there you go. That is the Android set. Of course, you get Chewie and R2 as well. Chewie, pretty much the same sculpt that they've always used. I do like the face on that Chewie though. Very nice indeed. Next up, we have the Empire Strikes Back Imperial set. Again, Target exclusive. Again, Empire Strikes Back chase with the special action figure set logo there. And in this set, you've got the Imperial Commander, Dengar, and another AT-AT driver. So that's the second set that we've seen an AT-AT driver in. This again is exactly the correct figure makeup from the vintage days when this came out way back in 1980. Except for the Imperial Commander that you got was in his black uniform. It's the General Veers version of him. The card back was General Veers out of his AT-AT gear, if you like, just dressed as an Imperial Commander. But yeah, you get a grey one in this one, and still pretty good. Dengar, obviously a great figure. That is just the VC01 Dengar, exactly the same. There's the back there, showing you some more of the sets that you can get. So yeah, another great 3-pack, and we'll move on to the next one. Next up, we have the Imperial Forces set on the Empire Strikes Back card. Again, a Target exclusive. Now, this probably won't surprise anybody, but this is my favourite of all of them. And it isn't just because you get Bossk. I mean, that is a big thing. You get a very good Bossk inside it. That is the Vintage Saga Collection version of Bossk. Still an amazing, amazing figure. But it's the other two figures that you get in the pack. You know, you can't go wrong with a Snowtrooper, and to have IG-88 in the set as well. Great figure, that one. And again, this replicates exactly how this came out back in 1980. When the film of The Empire Strikes Back came out, you could get a vintage Bossk, vintage IG-88, and a vintage Snowtrooper. And those three figures were some of the best figures of that era. So to replicate that in a modern line, this is definitely one of my favourites. And again, so pleased to have this in my collection. It's a great piece. And there's the back. Very nice. Part of the vintage collection, of course. Now, all of these I class as being part of the vintage collection, but as you can see on these particular ones, they do not say the vintage collection on them at all. But I class them as part of the vintage collection. The new ones certainly do have the vintage collection logo on them. The ARC Trooper pack certainly does. We'll check those out later. But these do not say the vintage collection on anywhere, but they're part of the line, 100%. There you go, Imperial Forces. Next up, we have the special action figure set for the Droid set. Now, this is probably the most common of all of them, I would say, judging by eBay prices and everything. This one seems to be the one that comes up the most. And in this one, you get R5-D4, a Death Star droid, and the Power Droid. Now, in the original vintage line, this was the makeup of figures that they used. So you did get the Death Star droid, you did get R5-D4, and you did get the Power Droid. But of course, back then, the vintage Power Droid was that little blue guy who we've actually had this year, haven't we, in the vintage collection. So I think a few people might have been a bit disappointed, but this Power Droid reminds me of the one that's on the Sandcrawler. So that's why he's sort of that brown colour. But still a nice looking set. I like the green, and of course, special action figure set. Packaging's always the same. Love these sets. And that's the next one in the line. Next up, we have the villain set. And once again, this was a set back in the day with the Star Wars chase there. And you did get Boba Fett, Snaggletooth, and a sand people, Tusken Raider, whatever you want to call them. And there you can see there, that version of Snaggletooth is called Tequil, I believe. And this is the Snaggletooth that I think we need on a vintage style card when they finally bring out Snaggletooth into the line. I think this is the one that we need, and it's probably the one they'll go for as well. It's got decent articulation. Love the head sculpt on that guy. Decent figure. But yeah, that's the 3-pack for the villain set. Now, before we get onto the special action figure 3-packs from the Return of the Vintage collection, so there's a few to go through, I do want to have a look at the 2-packs that were available back in the first run of the Vintage collection, because they are still special action figure sets that you'll see in a second, but they're only 2-packs. So let's have a look at the first one of those right now. So the first set is the Ewoks Scouts, and this was only available at Kmart, so it was a Kmart exclusive at the time. And you can see there, special action figure sets. They've used the same font there and everything. Return of the Jedi logo on this one, obviously, because it's the Ewoks. And you get 2 Ewoks in this one. You get Wunka and Whittle Warwick in those. So that is those. And look, there you go. You get the vintage collection. So these were 100% part of the line, and even though the 3-packs didn't have the logo on them, I still consider them part of the line. But that is the special action figure set for the Ewoks Scouts. Next up is another Kmart exclusive, and this one is the Endor AT-ST crew, or Scout Walker drivers, whatever you want to call them. Special action figure set again, Return of the Jedi again. Very nice set indeed. And then you can just see there, AT-ST driver and an AT-ST gunner. I do believe that these guys have actually got names. They've been named somewhere, but yeah, I'm not going to try and name them on this video, but I do believe they actually have been given names. And there you go then, that's the Endor AT-ST crew. Kmart exclusive. On to another 2-pack, and this is the special action figure set for the Scanning crew, or the Imperial Scanning crew. Once again, a Kmart exclusive. And you get a Stormtrooper and what do they call this guy? Imperial Technician. You can get this guy in the Legacy collection, I believe. You can get a figure called the Scanning crew in the Legacy collection, so that's probably where he was repacked from. But yeah, you actually get the Stormtrooper TK421, which is obviously the one that the guy sort of calls out to say, why aren't you at your post or whatever. So that's pretty cool that they've named that Stormtrooper to be that exact one from the film. And obviously this Scanning crew technician to go with him. So awesome little set. And this one was called the Imperial Scanning crew, but there was another Scanning crew set called the Death Star Scanning crew. So in this one you get a Imperial technician once again and an Imperial officer to go with it. So 2 very cool little sets there to go together. And that rounds up the special action figure sets from the original run of the vintage collection. Now we're going to move on to the ones that have come out since 2018. Alright, so next up we have the special action figure set for Dr. Aphra Comic set. This was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive in 2018. And as you can see, they've used this real sort of foil, shiny packaging for it. And in this set, you've got the Dr. Aphra figure, which was a repack or the same figure that came out on the single card. And they never eventually put these two onto the single card. So you've got BT1 and 000. If you haven't read the comics of Dr. Aphra, you probably don't know who those two are. They were released in the Black Series as well, but I highly recommend you reading the Dr. Aphra comics. They are really, really good stories, and she's a great character. There's the back. Again, it's very foily, so it's very difficult to see, but you do have the Vintage Collection logo down there. And yeah, this was the first 3-pack to come out since the Vintage Collection came back in 2018, and I was very happy to see them come back, because I do love the packaging on these. Now, there were some original vintage 3-packs that never made it into being modern 3-packs, which is a bit of a shame. I really hope that Hasbro would pick that back up and give us those, but maybe that's for something in the future. But the next one on the list for the modern era, or the second wave of the Vintage Collection, is the Jedi Destiny 3-pack, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen already, but let's just go over it again. It was a great 3-pack. You got 3 really good Luke Skywalkers. You got an updated X-Wing pilot, which was badly needed. We got an updated Stormtrooper disguise, and you also got what is, in my opinion, one of the best Vintage Collection modern figures that they've ever made. This guy here, I talk about him a lot. I know I do in my videos, but whoever hasn't got this set, when he comes out on single card in the next few weeks, you'll see what I mean. He is a great figure. The soft goods are really good. Fits him like a glove. Now, I do love the blue that they used for this, and of course it is on that really shiny, foily thing once again. And this guy was the San Diego Comic Con exclusive for 2019, so we had to wait another year to get another 3-pack, but really good one, this one of my favorites. Next up, we have the worst one of the lot, in my opinion, and it's for a couple of reasons. The first reason is the figure choice, and the second reason is the fact that they've done the dual language, and you didn't even get a choice. So you cannot get this one with just special action figure set to match them up with all the other ones, which is a massive shame. They did it to save money on packaging, so wherever you got this in the world, you would have that dual language there. The figures that were repacked, that Luke, as we all know, even though they've updated the head, is terrible. The arms are really bad. The best thing about this set is the Yoda. Really good Yoda in terms of the face. They've done wonders on that head of Yoda. Really good. And obviously the Vader with the face piece that comes off to show Luke's head inside. Again, yeah, it's the Cave of Evil set, but you can see all this multi-language stuff here. When you've got a collection of them without that, because you can get the other ones that I've featured in this video with lots of multi-language on them, but to have the choice of being able to get the single language and to not have it on this one set is a bit annoying, really, and it sort of jars the collection of these 3-packs. And of course, last but by no means least, we have the 501st Legion ARC Troopers, which again was supposed to be a San Diego Comic Con exclusive for 2020, but obviously this year's been a bit all over the shop, hasn't it? So no conventions. So I hope you guys have managed to get this guy. He's been on sale on Hasbro Pulse and all the UK websites very recently, and I hope you all managed to get hold of him, because it is a phenomenal 3-pack. I've done a review of it a few weeks ago. I managed to get myself one from the Far East, and I opened that one up, and I'm so glad I did. And now I'm really pleased that I've managed to get one to keep in the package with all the other sets that I have to complete that collection. You get Echo, Fives and Jesse, all new sculpts for the clones there. Some of the best face sculpts you'll ever see on a 3.75 inch figure. Just a phenomenal set. Really like this one. Okay, there are some things that are inaccurate with the helmets and things like that, but for me it really doesn't matter, just because of the quality of these things. They look absolutely amazing. And of course we are getting Fives on a single card, and let's just hope that we do get Echo and Jesse on single cards as well, because yeah, for people that miss out on these, you're going to want these figures in your collection either on a single card or loose. You're really going to want them. So that's it then, guys. That is the full collection of the Vintage Collection special action figure sets. We've got 3-packs, we've got 2-packs. I do have them all, which I'm really happy about to have in my collection now, including that Target exclusive 9-pack, which is, I think it's pretty rare. So very, very happy about that. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these 3 packs. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Let me know in the comment section below. But I do appreciate you watching today, so thank you very much. Don't forget to drop a like down below if you've enjoyed this video, and we shall see you on the next one.